Donnie, Henri Jokiharju had a career-high ice time last game and was out against Matthews quite a bit. What did you like about the way he handled that game?
He competed very hard. Obviously, I mentioned after the game how well I thought he played. But he just elevated. He raised the bar at a time we needed him to, and that was probably what excited me most. He knew that the urgency of the situation, and he elevated.
Donnie, when he competes like that, what aspect of the game does rise?
His ability, his confidence with the puck, and his quickness on engaging physically. There's less hesitation, and there's less hesitation on the defensive side, and more calm on the offensive side or possession side.
What have you seen in Peterka's game that's allowed him to be more involved offensively in creating the way that he has these last handful of games or so?
Similar, a sharpened sense of urgency, details. Stronger on sticks, stronger on pucks, quicker to transition from offense to defense, to take time and space away, track a puck, get a puck back faster. So more urgency overall for him.
Did you like the way that he handled just the ups and downs of, he was trying to find his way there?
Yeah, he did. He was, I think, out of the lineup a few games back and came back with, again, more urgency. So the way he handled it was the right way.
Jordan Greenway's been on the penalty kill quite a bit. I don't think he was doing that much this season before. Is that an important first step into, like you said, realizing your potential, getting him in more situations, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's important, any guy that comes in the lineup, especially with a new team, for his teammates and team to see him in roles and doing jobs. And he's filled in on Thompson and Skinner's line, the absence of Tuch, and those guys are happy to have him as a line mate. And obviously penalty kill is a role that we've needed to elevate in that area all season long. So he's come in there and done a nice job, and that's, again, it gives him something to feel that he's a part of our group right away, something that he can impact success within our group right away. And obviously that helps in his integration in our team.
What did it mean for you guys to have Tuch back last game? Maybe not just on the ice, but also have him back in your room.
I mean, you lose a player that big. So, for us, if we lost Thompson, Tuch, Darlene, the guys that are big players, and high-producing players that the other team is well aware of, you lose any one of those guys in this league. And last night with Washington, Ovechkin, it matters. It matters a lot. And, Alex fits in that category. Samuelson's another guy that's a big player to lose. So, you can't lose too many of those guys, and when you do, you miss them.
He's had some experiences. His experience helping having played in games like this at this time of year?
I think Alex has evolved his game more than where the experience would impact the situation. I think experience is big.
Right.
And experience he's gone through, and you guys know, in Stanley Cup Finals, that's big. But he has elevated his game personally. He is a completely different player than he was a year ago, even 4 or 5 months ago, obviously having career highs in points and goals. And so he's reached an entire level that is new to him in his career, and I think he's empowered because of that. He feels that he's more impactful now than he's ever been in his career, and that's the difference for me. It's a combination of, yes, some of the experience, but it's not experience alone. It's he's known and felt his own improvement over the last months to the point where he takes charge more often than not.
The last 2 games you maybe didn't get the start that you wanted. What's the key to maybe flipping that tonight here?
I don't think you have to worry about the flipping anything. The start we had the other night, I thought, was great from the standpoint, we were very confident in a strategy and a game plan and very focused. Now, the puck ended up in our net, but there was unwavering confidence when it did. The guys would stay on the process, was the feeling. It'll work through. So, I think that has to continue. That unwavering, no doubt, that this is a 60-minute game, and yeah, pucks go off skates another way, a calls goes against you here or there. You might fall down in a game, but you can't waver one bit, and the fear that it might cost you a game, some little accident that happened or a breakdown, and that starts before the game starts. Having a focus on what needs to be done for 60 minutes. It's something that the urgency of the situation has helped our guys realize the importance of that focus and being dialed in, and we move in tonight with that as an objective, to have that type of intense focus on a strategy that needs to be executed for 60 minutes.
How aware is a group of both these teams are basically in the same spot, need to win the game? You're trying to climb up behind the importance of the game. And every game is important, but is there an awareness of the importance of this particular game?
I think there's just a feel that the feel is there's fewer games left, and the urgency. 20 games in, it's human nature. Anybody, when you have to endure a marathon, you're not, subconscious level, you're not sprinting in the third mile, but in the last mile or two, you can push it, and you have to push it to better your time in that essence. And I think that's where the NHL is in a season. The pro sports are in seasons. You can't absolutely go through the wall in early seasons and then repeat 24 hours later and not risk injuries. So, 10 games in, 12 games in, you're still looking at ways maybe to be conservative, still win a game. Now you just have to win a game. There's no waiting for tomorrow, and you don't feel like you have to play 60 more left. So it's some balance of pace here, because you're in that marathon. Now you're in a sprint, and you go all out as you would see, and that's why playoffs are so good. Everything is do or die, so these players know there is no tomorrow if you don't go through the wall today, and they don't save themselves for anything because there's no need. So I think the league is in that mode right now, and these two teams are.
This is a situation that Olofsson's never been in. How do you want him to use this time out of the lineup to improve his game, or really work on the areas that are going to help him get back to where he was earlier in the season?
Well, in its simplest form, when these guys, the season ends, they dedicate complete and full attention to how do I get better. And they look for ways to improve their game, and it's no different. It should be no different in season when you don't go in the lineup. You take a step back, you can breathe a little bit, you can do some self-analysis, and you can watch from afar to learn and pick up any details you may. So you have to make certain and Quinn has done this, and any guy that's been out really for our group has done that. Tuch out of injury finds a way to come back in the lineup when he's healthy and be ready. And be better, and we saw that out of Tuch the other night. He took him a little bit to get in the game, but he scores 2 goals in the third period. He was focused on coming back better than when he left, and so that has to be the drive. And you have to believe that there is a silver lining to not playing, and that would be it. You've got time to self-reflect and time to gear up for your next opportunity. And this business is tough. You can get swayed and think in another direction, but the essence of it is you've better be preparing for your next opportunity, because it's going to happen. So, I think it's a very general statement, but Victor fits that category well.
What did you like about Owen, especially last game? Mount Ice job they did. Him and Henry did well.
Yeah, Owen was his grace under pressure, if you want to look at it that way. Poise, confidence. He knows the game. He reads situations very well because he's studied it, and then he operated well in that. He also, I thought, elevated his compete. He was very determined, and he played a big role for us. Darlene was nursing some nagging things that have resolved, fortunately. But he played in that game, and he didn't skate the day before. We talked about it, so we limited his minutes just to make sure we didn't overextend him and complicate his recovery, which he came through that game with flying colors. He was upset we didn't play him more, which was perfect. It's perfect what we wanted to see. But in that process, Owen and Jokiharju had to play a bigger role we gave them that opportunity. Labushkin and Stillman, we gave them a little bit more ice time, and all those guys stepped up to buy Dahl some time. That as we finished the game and you got Dahl's upset that he didn't play more, that's a good thing for us as coaches. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now we know he's back, and those guys filled a very big void to help us get through that.